Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And as I'm going through, I wanted to point out something in the video, and this is the the Bfem in England. All right, and again, I'm telling you, brothers, you got to beware, because most of these Bfems will end up being BTNs. And we need to choose a good nail to hold up the tent. All right. So most of these women are going to be BTNs. All right. And they tell themselves that. And in speaking, we have the only group of women in our community. We have the only group of women. In no other community do women think that because they're mainly female, they have a uterus, that makes them superior to anything, and that any wickedness that they do, they shall not be held accountable for. As a matter of fact, worse yet, in the Afro community in the United States, in the black community in the United States, they try to hold the Afro man accountable for things that he's not even involved with. They'll come and they'll try to clown him. TV shows where he's the only one watching because, well, he's the only one that can afford a TV. So they're clowning him for stuff that thugs and the BFM are doing. Yes, the educated BFM, they're all with the thugs, right? So none of them are with the Afro man that's getting the blame for the condition of the community, especially when the condition of the community can rise no higher than the women who's choosing the men to lay with. And since the majority of the BAW in America, so I know America, but this is some footage from England. Since the majority of the BAW in America only mess with dudes basically coming out of jail. Remember, 61% of dudes that have fathered multiple children with multiple babies' mothers have just got out of jail. 61%. Oh, what's happening to the most of the 40%? They are dudes that had children in a marriage. Understand this? Got divorced and then had children from another marriage. That's the men. All right. The female, different story. 70%, all right, 60% of them have multiple children from multiple babies' daddies. And the majority of the BAW that have all these children are not doing it in the confines of a marriage. Whereas most men that have children, the good men, the so-called good men, wait a minute, you got two sets of good men. You have the good men, 46.6%, that don't have children at all, and then you have the other 36% of the male population that have children in the confines of a marriage, and then you have the thugs, the 61% that just got out of jail. They're the ones that screwing the 70% of beefing with all, and the 60% of the BFM that have multiple children from multiple different thugs, and also the other BFMs who decided they don't need no husband. That 72% that run around parading themselves, being proud of being single, raising their children up in poverty because they don't want to have anything to do with a good man and the leadership of a good man, but they want to blame him. They want to blame the man that they're not with for all the stuff that they're doing. Yep, we tired. Let me greet everybody real quick before I forget. Aborden hardu gudag ola oi to the bay. Vasas los bonja mizami kedabawa ni konnichiwa. Ni hao ni ama sani bonani. Ni hao ma sani bonani jambo baragani. Assalamu alaikum and shalom. All right. So let me remind you real quick before we get into this. Let's get those thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the notification bell. My PayPal me and what's that Cash App thing will be in the description box. The Cash App thing, I really don't know how it works, but it's there for the people that suggested that I use it. They know how it works. So for everybody else, I don't know how it works, right? But it's for the people that wanted to help donate to the channel and help me in what I do for the community and children. And so I don't know how to explain it. So, but it's in the description box for those that ask for it. All right. So remember, you always take care of yourself and family first. All right. And before you donate to anyone. All right. So let's roll on with this. Now, I'm going to play this few. I'm going to play this through. I'm going to play this through a few times because I want y'all to get an understanding. And all that I get an understanding. Pay close attention to. I was getting ready to say the one in weave, but that would be 100% of these females on this panel. All right. And this tells you, and understand this. Did you ever notice that when these females decide to go natural and be with the Most High made, instead of giving it to a man of the Most High, they go to the Caucasian man? All right. Betrayal at the highest limits, right? And these women aren't worth anything if you're with them. Pay attention to what's coming out of this woman's mouth. I'm going to let it play through, then we're going to break it down.
I don't do shit for my man, and he love me for me. That nigga, he kissed my toes. I don't do nothing for my boyfriend. He do everything for me. I don't do nothing for him. Nothing.
So what do you do?
Nothing. I sit there and I get what I want. I'm good.
Do you cook for him?
No, if he wants to eat, I have pussy. I don't have to cook.
Wait. You said you have pussy and that's it. That's what you have to open. That's it. That's all. You can get pussy from anyone.
If it's this magical, you don't gotta do nothing else.
I don't gotta do nothing.
It's like you have this, you say this, you're like, oh, it's my magical pussy. Like, your pussy, like, don't get me wrong, pussy is special, but it's not rare. Every other chick is walking around with one. And that is like the most valuable, they're everywhere. What else you got? 3 billion pussies. 3 billion. Yours ain't shit.
Let's break that down. As you look at the surprised look on these women's faces when they break this down. All right. Let's repeat this and go back from the beginning to what she said about her boyfriend.
I don't do shit for my man, and he love me.
And when they're saying that, they're talking about a cat. All right, I don't even know what words you can even use on YouTube anymore. But let's see where this goes.
That nigga, he kissed my toes.
She don't do nothing for her man. So that means that's not her man. She picked her as a slave, a simp.
I do nothing for my boyfriend. He do everything for me. I don't do nothing for him. Nothing.
So what do you do?
Nothing. I sit there and I get what I want. I'm good.
Watch this.
Do you cook for him?
No, if he wants to eat.
If he wants to eat, I have
pussy. I don't have to cook.
Wait. You said you have pussy and that's it. That's what you have to open. That's it. That's all. You can get pussy from anyone.
If it's this magical, you don't gotta do nothing else.
And this is what most females believe about themselves. This is what most females believe about themselves. They believe that something that Well, I'll let the Caucasian guy explain it as he shakes his head.
It's like you have this, you say this, you're like, oh, it's my magical pussy. Like, your pussy, like, don't get me wrong, pussy is special, but it's not rare. Every other chick is walking around with one. And that is like the most valuable, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. What else you got? What else you got? 3 billion pussies. 3 billion. Yours ain't shit.
Yours ain't shit.
Woo! There's a deep breakdown. Okay? I don't know how this is going to go over on YouTube. Comedians have talked about things in these terms, and I've been watching a lot of videos that's been monetized, so I'm going to just go with it. All right? Because this is not about gratuitous anything, but this does show you the mentality of these women where they overvalue their worth. All right. And only one woman suggested that this woman should have more going for her than parting her feet. And these dudes just explain in no uncertain terms how worthless these women are becoming. And I keep trying to warn them, but it's going to fall on deaf ears. So I'm warning you, brothers, save yourself. Afro men, save yourself. Because these women are coming to you not worth anything. Now, save yourself and resources for a real sister or a real woman that wants to follow your lead and be the good wife to you that women are supposed to be. We're not good husbands because we don't have good wives. We keep picking them bad tent nails, such as this woman right here.
I don't do shit for my man, and he love me for me. That nigga,
You
he
don't-
kiss my toes. I don't do nothing.
The sad part in all this is we have women that have absolutely nothing going for them outside of what they think they have. Absolutely nothing going for them. And yet they think they are the bomb. Just nothing. And the main one that thinks she has something going for her is really not worth all of that. Not worth the problem. Not worth the trouble. And if I was her dude and I saw this, I wouldn't have nothing else to do with her. I would tell her to get her and her stank self out of my life. See, right now you have a certain population of men that are starting to stand up. But unfortunately, that isn't the majority. Or is it? Guess what? It is the majority. Here's the problem. These women will seek out the minority of weak-minded men to procreate with because they could do to them weak-minded men what they can't do to the majority of the population. And remember, if you got most of these women giving it up to 1% of the population that's coming out of prison, there's nothing that anybody can do about it in the community because the problem is not the men, it's them. right? None of these women will talk to any of these men that will stand up to them. They will go and seek out a weaker man, somebody that they can control. Other women have said this. So at the end of the day, these women that are the most worthless on the panel are going to argue the most with the dudes that's telling them facts. All right, nothing but facts. But they don't care because they think they are entitled simply because they could part their feet to a man and they have female anatomy. That's it. But for all you guys that I'm telling to get passport, this dude makes a point. There are like 300 billion of women with the punana. So are you still going to be taken in by these bad tent nails? By the BAW here? Or the Bfems in England? I'm saying it's over for them. What do you say, brothers? At the end of the day, what they got is worthless. They're not worth us. At the end of the day, they can't bring, they have nothing substantive to bring to us. We can't build businesses with them. We can't build a legacy with them. Our children are going to be taken by them from us. We don't have nothing in common with these women if we want to be good men. All right. We can't do any good with them. So we need to replace these tent nails with another. And they can hit the wall alone. With that said, I'm out.